The news from the Sultanate of Oman television first. The headlines. With the warning of heavy rain expected tomorrow, the National Committee for Emergency Management and subcommittees in the governorates will be activated on Thursday as distance learning will be implemented in all schools except Al-Wusta governorate schools. The tender boards assigned development projects worth over 87 million Omani riyals. 62 usufruct agreements signed in the food security, agriculture and industry sectors with an investment value exceeding 12,500,000 Omani riyals. And the regional meeting for secretaries and representatives of the Arab National Committees for UNESCO discusses in Muscat future plans and coming up with a joint vision to achieve sustainability development goals. Welcome to our news center from the Sultanate of Oman television. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Saeed, the Deputy Prime Minister for Defense Affairs, received His Excellency Musa Farhang, Ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. During the meeting, the two sides exchanged talks on a number of matters of common interest and reviewed the bilateral relations between the Sultanate of Oman and the Islamic Republic of Iran. The Civil Aviation Authority, CEA, has warned the citizens and residents of heavy rains ranging between 20 to 80 millimeters associated with active downward winds and hail that the Sultanate of Oman may witness on Thursday, tomorrow, May the 2nd, 2024. The Civil Aviation Authority said in its alert number 1 that with heavy amounts of thunder showers accompanied with active downward winds and hail expected until Thursday night in the governorates of Al-Buraymi, North Al-Batina, South Al-Batina, Muscat, Al-Dakhiliya, Al-Dhahira, North Al-Sharqiyya and Dhafar, with rain amount ranging between 20 to 80 millimeters, leading to the flow of tributaries and wadis and scattered rains of varying intensity over the governorates of Musandam, Al-Wusta, South Al-Sharqiyya. The Civil Aviation Authority calls upon everyone to exercise caution during thunderstorms and not to cross valleys and avoid low-lying places and not to go to the sea during the alert period. National Committee for Emergency Management, NCEM, decided to activate the National Centre subcommittees and other sectors tasked with addressing adverse weather conditions that are expected to prevail in the governorates of Muscat, Dhafar, Al-Dakhiliya, North Al-Sharqiyya, South Al-Batina and Al-Dhahira, with effect from 5 p.m. today. The authorities concerned will set up proactive actions to limit impacts of the weather condition and to deal with the reports of potential damage. The Ministry of Education decided to do distance learning system in all public, private and foreign schools in all governorates of the Sultanate of Oman, with the exception of schools in Al-Wusta governorate on Thursday due to the weather conditions that most of the governorates of the Sultanate of Oman will be affected with. Classes will resume on Sunday, the 5th of May 2024. Consulting services and designs for the integrated sports city project, the most prominent development projects assigned by the tender board during its second meeting of this year. The total value of the awarded projects amounted to more than 87 million Omani riyals, including a tender for the design and construction of 12 school buildings in various governorates of the Sultanate of Oman, amounting to approximate of 21 million Omani riyals, and the framework contract to appoint a law firm to represent the Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology, amounting to more than 9,700,000 Omani riyals, and a construction project of Al Mughail Road and the bridge in the governorate of Dhafar for 9 million Omani riyals. Project to complete the complementary work of the Dhofar municipality building for 7 million Omani riyals and the project to rehabilitate Nuzha Road in the Wilaya of Sohar with approximately 3.5 million riyals. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Dr. Saeed ibn Muhammad al-Saqri, Minister of Economy and Chairman of the Tender Board. 62 usufruct agreements were signed in the sectors of food security, agriculture and industry across various governorates of the Sultanate of Oman with an investment value exceeding 12 million Omani riyals. More details in the following report. On a total area estimated at 32 million square meters, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning signed 62 usufruct agreements in the sectors of food security, agriculture and industry across various governorates with an investment value exceeding 12,500,000 Omani riyals. This was announced at the conclusion of the 3rd Real Estate Development Conference, Design and Construction Week of 2024. Signed agreements included 7 usufruct contracts for agricultural projects from the outputs of food and security laboratories distributed in Ad-Dakhiliya, Dhofar and South Al-Batina governorates, in addition to 5 usufruct contracts for agricultural projects assigned through Tatweer platform in Al-Buraimi, Dhofar and Al-Dhahira governorates. Additionally, 28 usufruct contracts were also signed for agricultural projects at Najd Farms in Dhofar Governorate.
Today, different contracts signed, 28 contracts in Najd for what's called wheat production, with a total area of more than 6,000 faddan. And the value of the investment was about 5 million Omani riyal. As well as also there are another contract signed in different provinces for producing tissue culture plants, vegetables, crops. All those contracts will for sure increase the agriculture production for different entities and different crops.
In the field of small and medium-sized enterprises within the industrial sector, 12 usufruct contracts were signed in the South Al-Batina and Ad-Dakhiliya governorates, in addition to 6 usufruct contracts for various developmental investment projects in the governorates of South Al-Batina, Ad-Dakhiliya, North Al-Sharqiyya and Dhofar. As for construction, 4 agreements were signed to establish a headquarters for the Omani Agricultural Association in the governorates of Al-Buraimi, Al-Dhahira and both North and South Al-Sharqiyya.
For sure, all those contracts will increase the food security, will achieve the percentage of the crop production inside local, will reduce for sure what's called importing of such crops from outside, and those crops will assist also the sustainability and food security in Oman.
The signing of the agreements was conducted in cooperation with the Ministry of Agriculture, Fishery, Wealth and Water Resources and the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Authority, aiming to enhance the food security and contribute to the growth of both the agricultural and industrial sectors in the national economy. Welcome back. Activities of the Future of Higher Education Institutions Forum begun today at the headquarters of the Royal Academy of Management. The 2-day forum aims to groom and empower national competences and that comes in line with the future visions of the country and its priorities and national targets. It also highlights developments of the higher education sector and possible areas for development to keep pace with international trends, enhancing partnership between the public and private sector educational institutions is discussed during the event, in addition to means of devising new visions that augment innovation and entrepreneurship and stimulate economic development. The Sultanate of Oman is currently hosting the regional consultation meeting for the secretaries of the Arab National Commissions for UNESCO. The two-day meeting is organized by the Ministry of Education, represented by the Omani National Commission for Education, Culture and Science, in cooperation with the Headquarters Secretariat of the United Nations for Education, Science and Culture, UNESCO. The meeting also aims to discuss the contributions of the Arab countries to developing the organizational financial budget document and the program for the period 2026 through 2029, and to involve the Arab countries in the devising of the organization future strategies and plans in a bid to ensure that the organization plans reflect the aspirations of the Arab countries and are consistent with their development plans. A number of officials from the UNESCO headquarters office and its field offices in the Arab countries are also participating in the meeting via video communication technology. The meeting aimed to come up with a joint national vision to benefit from UNESCO's programs in achieving progress towards the sustainable development goals and list them on the agenda of the current meeting. The National Committee for Family Affairs discussed the juvenile accountability law and issues of educational interpretation. During the first meeting of this year, the committee approved the request for the social responsibility program of the Omani Football Association in the aspect related to child protection. A review of the programs provided to families and children by the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth during the upcoming summer period. The meeting was chaired by Her Excellency Dr. Leila bint Ahmed al-Najjar, Minister of Social Development and Chairperson of the committee. Al Jabal Al Akhdar project in Al Dakhiliya Governorate will be connected by land road from South Al Batina Governorate and will constitute a major tourism and economic addition to the Sultanate of Oman. This was confirmed to the news center by His Excellency Engineer Masoud bin Saeed Al Hashimi, Governor of South Al Batina, who indicated that there is a number of projects in the Governorate, including the Park Sands and two waterfronts in the wilayas of Barka and Al Musana'a, and the development of Ain Al Kisfa and Ain Al Thawara. Still to come in our news bulletin here from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The National Museum inaugurates the manuscript Anis al-Hujjaj, a manuscript from India on pilgrimage to Mecca. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Advisory Authority of the GCC Supreme Council today held the second meeting in its 27th session in Muscat. It discussed working papers on studies entrusted to it by the GCC leaders, notably the issue of energy security in the GCC region within the context of new alternatives and also technical systems. The authority also discussed a strategy to protect young people in GCC states from the risk of drug addiction, as well as ways to maintain the growth of emerging markets and safeguard them against negative impacts of development affecting the global economy. In its last meeting, the Advisory Authority referred to the GCC leaders its views on topics of its agenda for approval during the forthcoming GCC summit. A number of services or service agreements for the wilayas of Al-Dakhiliya Governorate were signed with a value of over 5 million Omani riyals. The project includes a construction of a number of internal roads with a total length of 58 kilometers, covering the wilayas of Nizwa, Bahla, Al-Hamra, Adam, and Edem, in addition to improve park lots in the wilaya of Nizwa and the development of public parks in the Samayil, Bidbid, Izki, Menah and Edem wilayas. The project targeted the agreement and also will cover installation of road lights in the wilaya of Al-Hamra. The agreements were signed by His Excellency Sheikh Hilal bin Saeed Al-Hajri, Governor of Al-Dakhiliya. The Municipal Council in North Al-Batina Governorate reviewed development projects in the wilayas. The council reviewed a proposal on allocating land plots for solar energy and green hydrogen production in the wilaya of Shnas. The council addressed some responses forwarded to government institutions. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Mohammed bin Suleiman Al-Kindi, Governor of North Al-Batina. Royal Oman Police received a new batch of police recruits in coordination with the Ministry of Labour after they passed the evaluation process. The new recruits expressed their delight over joining ROP to serve the nation. The newly hired recruits will be admitted to the Sultan Qaboos Academy for Police Science to undergo the necessary police studies and training. This comes as part of ROP's efforts to expand on its current services and provide optimal experience to the community. Sultan Qaboos University organized an awareness event in celebration of the International Biomedical Laboratory Science Day with participation from research and academic institutions. The celebration of this event highlights the significance of biomedical laboratory science to raise awareness of the role of biomedicine specialists in detecting diseases. Sultan Qaboos University, represented by the College of Medicine, seeks to introduce the major of biomedicine science to the undergraduate students and explain it to them, the professions associated with this major. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources concluded yesterday the activities of the first Food Safety and Quality Hackathon. The closing ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Saif bin Abdullah Al-Haddabi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation for Research and Innovation. More details coming in the following report by Saleh Al-Rahbi.
The first ever Food Safety and Quality Hackathon in Oman, Imdad, took place in Muscat, bringing together bright minds to tackle pressing issues and devise real solutions for food safety and quality.
This is the first hackathon aimed for the Food Safety and Quality Center and the food safety systems, that actually we are aiming behind finding some technical solution to solve some difficulties that we are facing, aiming also to find some technical probably application or software that also will enhance the food safety system in Oman.
During a non-stop 24-hour period, 12 teams with diverse backgrounds gathered around their laptops and blueprints to convince the judging panel of their projects. The jury ultimately declared the Cold Chain team as the winner of first place, with the Yes Sir team taking second place and the Aber platform team securing third place.
I'm very happy and honored to get the first place in this hackathon. And our project basically is fish quality assurance from when they get fished by the fishermen until they get to the market. We ensure the quality of the fish and the good storage condition until they reach the market.
Our application is that, yes sir, that is help the customer to complain about the bad food or low quality, that we help another departments of the government to solve the problem or track the projects.
During the hackathon, participants proposed several innovative ideas to enhance food quality control, logistics, and safety, including advanced monitoring system for real-time food quality assessment, efficient tracking systems to streamline food supply chain logistics, and devices to promote safer food handling practices. The ingenious concepts of those determined trailblazers are bound to revolutionize food safety and quality in the times to come. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh Bukhalfan Al-Rahbi, Muscat.
The National Museum today inaugurated the manuscript Anis al-Hujjaj on loan from the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vatsu Sangrahalaya in Mumbai, India. The manuscript serves as an illustrated guide to pilgrimage to Mecca and related rituals. The manuscript was written by Safi bin Vali Kazvin after his pilgrimage journey in 1676 CE to Mecca. The manuscript will be displayed for 4 months in the Oman and the World Gallery at the National Museum. Anis al-Hajj or Anis al-Hujjaj features 28 different detailed illustrations depicting various ports in the Mughal Indian Sultanate and scenes from the pilgrimage. The author comprehensively documented the journey, beginning with the departure of the Indian pilgrim caravan for the port of Surat, traversing the Arabian Sea, docking at various ports such as Mukha and Jeddah, and finally reaching Mecca. These illustrations document the types of wooden boats that were used in the time, as well as an attire and looks of the travelers, amongst other details. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's news bulletin, here are the main points once again. With the warning of heavy rain expected tomorrow, National Committee for Emergency Management and subcommittees in the Governorate will be activated on Thursday as distance learning will be implemented in all schools except schools of Al-Wusta Governorate. The tender board assigns a development project worth over 87 million Omani Riyals. 62 Usufruct agreements are signed in the food security, agriculture and industry sectors with an investment value exceeding 12,500,000 Omani Riyals. And finally, the regional meeting of secretaries and representatives of the Arab National Committees for UNESCO discusses in Muscat future plans and coming up with a joint vision to achieve sustainability development goals. With that, we do come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. Please stay safe during adverse weather conditions and follow the instructions from the relevant authorities. May Allah the Almighty preserve our dear homeland and you, our dear citizens of the Sultanate of Oman. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, it is good night and please stay safe.